very happy to be here with you today to present my paper on image and interaction on Facebook. In a previous study, I have pointed out that digital Arabic discourse, particularly in social media, is completely neglected in Arabic rhetorical studies. Although this discourse has innovation related to a new rhetoric, which is digital rhetoric. So my study aimed at drawing the attention of Arab scholars and invited them to monitor and analyze the rhetoric of digital Arabic discourse. My current study comes up to take another step in this direction, as it focuses on a sample of image and users' interaction with it in order to monitor and analyze its interactive digital rhetoric. Here, as an overview of my presentation, 1, approach, general principles. 2nd, sample and description. 3rd, rhetorical analysis. Finally, conclusion. Approaches. Studies of digital rhetoric haven't developed a comprehensive disciplined methodology which can be used in analyzing of interactive digital rhetoric. This is a major challenge in this kind of study. So my study tried to extract a set of principles which can be some way beneficial in approaching similar contexts. These principles are multimedia and interactivity are the two great potentials of a Facebook discourse. 2nd one, the value of the medium in this context, social communication, is subject to the extent of its ability on motivating user interaction and collaboration. These two pieces, I believe, should be taken into account in rhetorical studies which intend to analyze such discourse. The 3rd principle is peer review and sign. He said it means a sign addresses somebody that creates in the mind of that person an equivalent sign, or perhaps developed sign. That sign which it creates, I call the interpretant of the first sign. In applying this view on Facebook discourse, the post shall be the first sign. Comment shall be the second sign, which will be equivalent to the first one, or may have been developed one. I strongly believe that comment is a rich field to monitor and analyze the user interaction quantitatively and qualitatively. How large is the interaction? How fast is it? What forms? What is its content? And what is the interpretation of all of that? Bringing up such questions through the experimental and rhetorical analysis on some sample or specific samples within their specific context will contribute to enhance the understanding of interactive digital rhetoric, accordingly in developing approach or approaches. Sample and description. Facebook discourse has a strong effect in the political and the social life of Arabs. It is enough to know that it was behind the Arab Spring, particularly in Egypt and Tunisia, to the extent that the Egyptian revolution of 25th, 2010 is attributed to the Facebook. Yes. The most prominent idol of that is the Egyptian Facebook page entitled كلنا خالد سعيد. We are all Khalid Said, which led the Egyptian revolution. The study sample is from this Facebook page. This is the sample. It was published on September 20, 2010, yani about 4 months before the revolution. It is important to clarify that this image comes up in response to a false image published by the Egyptian newspaper Al-Ahram in its report on peace talk between Arab and Israel, where the newspaper put the picture of Mubarak in the front. This is الأهرام one. Huwai al-Mubarak was originally in the back, behind Obama and Netanyahu, as per a real picture published by the international press. This is the original one. Yeah.
Wow.
The image, as we see, very cynical, eye-catching. This is because of contradictions. Having renowned political leaders formally dressed in ultra-stylish meeting to discuss political issues very seriously, and with them, a normal, not famous guy dressed in sports and slippers, scratching his head, putting a towel on his shoulder, as if he is the way to the beach or bathroom. For comments, they reached 1,019 comments. They focused on expressing laughing, sarcasm, and admiration. For time distribution, 937 comments published within the first 2 days, as follows. First day, 521 comments, with an average of 74 comments per hour. Second day, 418 comments with an average of 17 comments per hour. The image can be classified as imagined icon if the description is possible. The imagination here is built on digital techniques, particularly Photoshop, which enables the manipulator to manipulate with the digital image as he or she wants and imagines. I see Lanham was brilliant and correct when he monitored the propriety of manipulating in electronic expression, linking it to the art. As he said, one of the computer screen's routine marvels is manipulation of scale, and such manipulation stands as the center of postmodern art. Yes, this property is a fundamental characteristic in the electronics expression, and it has witnessed great development in consistency to the development in digital technology, and then those patterns of manipulation have a varied and expanded range. This characteristic has reflection on rhetoric, as it creates a new type of digital rhetoric, which I can call rhetoric of manipulation. Just a suggestion. As I said, most of the comment focused on expressing laughing, sarcasm, and admiration. For example, busted out laughing. No, I can't stop laughing. Is he going to the bathroom? Sharp on the way to the WC. Very nice picture. These comments express a suitable reaction to the image or general meaning of the image, the notation of the image. So accordingly, such comments can be considered as an equivalent second sign to the first sign, which is the image. Other comments went beyond that, as they built in the image and its meaning, justifications, interpretations, dreams, happiness, hope. 3 basic development trends can be identified as follows. Development of new jokes, criticism of political, social, and economic conditions, dream of the people as the leader. Excuse me, some water. Out of time, huh? Oh, sorry. Development of new jokes. It seems that the image addresses the Egyptian character in one of the most prominent features, which is humor. Ran a stream of comments which developed the sarcasm and created new jokes. Of course, bathroom was the theme of most of them. For example, Is he showing them the way to bathroom? Are they all in a rush at one time to urinate? No change and no power accepted by the Almighty Allah, God. Long live Egypt. The bathroom is in the left side of salon. Take your underwear with you. For soap, you will find it in the bathtub. Be careful. Don't clear of it, okay? There is a broad trend in the Arab world that sees the Arab-Israeli peace talk as useless. This trend was expressed in many comments. For example, the result that they will reach in the negotiation is the same result which this guy will reach in the bathroom. The commenter here creates similarity between peace process and the bathroom process, between negotiator and the person relieving himself. Sorry. Other comments criticize the President Mubarak and the Egyptian media. For example, one of users considering himself as an announcer soccer match and introduces the team player one by one. He said, as you could see, for those who are in the main cabin or who in the studio of the second or third classes, and those who sit in the playground, here is the formation of the team. The quarterback today is Captain, Pilot, General Staff, Brigadier, Colonel, Adjutant, Corporal, Private, and the Mother of the World, Hosni Mubarak. The commenter here is being intertextuality sarcastic towards the Egyptian media, as it used to give the president all the titles of glory and the heroism. The presentation gives Mubarak all the military ranks, both high and low, which cannot refer to one person at one time. It also gives him the nickname Mother of the People, to make him all Egypt, all equivalent to Egypt in its famous nickname, the Mother of the World. Other comments see the decline of the position of Mubarak in the picture doesn't indicate only Mubarak decline, but indicate decline of Egypt itself. For example, the idea is great, but it is actually sad. They had the right to falsify it, falling down, Philippines and the sickness are clear in Mubarak exactly like Egypt. The worst is that his position between them is like the position of Egypt now. Actually, the image touches an aspect of the gloomy Egyptian reality at the time because of the decline of Egypt and the loss of its role in leadership. While Mubarak and his position evoked the sarcasm and the sadness, the young man and his position motivated happiness, dream for most of the users. For example, who is the hero who in the forefront? He is very strong. By the name of God, holder of the towel is the best one. There is meaning, value, or dream, which of what this guy represents to these users and their likes. It is common and known that the Egyptian public at that time was submissive, surrounding to the government and the ruler. Suddenly, one of them come in the heart of the front, followed by leaders, while their president in the back, behind Obama and Netanyahu. The situation, therefore, has reversed from mergent to center, from subordination to leadership, thus the public happiness and the pride of the leadership. For example, each one is in his right position, right. And the most right is the holder of towel. He is real leader, is a real leader. Also, it has increased self-confidence in the ability to change the president, replace him with another one from the ordinary public. For example, wow, let them know that we can make him president. Yeah. Other users started to introduce justifications and achievements which qualify this guy to be president. For example, at least he's one of the people, and we accept him even he were nude. Yeah. He preceded all of them. He should be the new president. He is very fast. Run yourself for election, and all of us with you. We protect you with our spirit and blood, mister. It is an achievement of precedence. It is great for Egypt to restore precedence and leadership after years of decline and subordination. And who achieved that for Egypt? He definitely deserves to be its president. It is done, as masses now chanting for the new popular leader. All that remains is only nominating Mr. Users start to greet the new president, a beautiful picture, and attribute to the president who in the forefront. In the forefront of presidents is the president of public himself. Guy here seems as if he had become a real president of the country, and the media covers his activities, meetings with presidents, and so on. Thus, the interaction of users with image results in meaning of hope, confidence, the ability to change, to achieve the dream of people to lead themselves, and to restore to Egypt its historical role in leadership. Conclusion. My study introduced an experimental rhetorical analysis. It led to distinguish between comments which can consider equivalent second sign and the comments which are considered developed second sign. Moreover, the study monitored and analyzed 3 basic development trends which can be summed up in this diagram. Developed, as you see, users through develop the second sign took the meaning away, then farther away, which is the dream of the people to as a leader. Thank you. Thank you.
Peter, would you like to lead the discussion?
Most of my students get their news from Facebook, and very few of them understand that Facebook can be manipulated, and the message that was originally intended comes out completely different. And I think that's what you are showing through manipulation, through rhetoric. It's very important because people don't read anymore, at least our students don't read anymore. The favorite word of our millennials is whatever. And I think you should ask Gabriel what impact Facebook has, particularly on people that don't have access to other media.
Good question.
Yes.
Questions?
More of a comment. Even when they don't have access to other media, if they did, there's something about Facebook that promotes groupthink and a lack of critical analysis that is very concerning. So that is a need that we have in the current news media today broadly, not just social media.
Gabriel, do people take this for face value? Is this the truth for them?
Excuse me?
Do people take this for face value, their Facebook post?
Yes. Yes.
Is it the truth? Is that what they take as the truth?
Yeah. In reality, Facebook changed the situation in Egypt. It changed the president, the government, everything. So people interactive, were very interactive with social media, particularly Facebook. Based on that, they could change the situation in Egypt. The issue, in my view, in the academic issues, we are far from. Usually in literature, we analyze high cultural level in literature, poetry, novels, while we ignore popular issues like Facebook, though it is most important than literature, in my view. So we have to be focused on Facebook and social media in general. There is a trend in rhetorical studies which is digital rhetoric, which is concerned with this issue, but still new, didn't introduce approach which we can apply in approaching similar discourse. Also, it focuses on the medium itself. What about interaction? This is the most important than the medium. The medium, whatever, text, video, image, the most important is how the people interact with it. This is the point here. This paper comes as a step in, I have my own project in this area. I introduced 2 papers before, this is the 3rd one, and I will complete this project in the hopes that I can introduce something will be beneficial for others. Maybe.
Well, I mean, interacting with the news is, except for me, I yell at the television a lot. Nobody's listening. This gives people an opportunity to interact, but whether it's interacting with the truth or it's something that's been manipulated
Sorry.
is questionable.
So a couple of quick questions.
Sorry, you do that,
My question would be, this is a relatively new social communications form, just a few years old now.
Yeah.
How is it going to maturate? Will there be a significant maturation in form or in content as these children grow up and experience the history of that particular medium?
As you said, it is very new, particularly in the Arab world. You may be in USA about 15 years ago launched Facebook, and for our country it is new, but it is effective. It has great effect in the people, particularly in political and the social sides. The issue here not depends on it is old or new. What about its effect? If it is effect, okay, we have to concern with it. That is my view. Sometimes we have discourse more than 100 years ago, but not effect. Okay, thank you.
I just want, because I'm in English and I also teach composition and that's rhetoric.
Digital
So
composition.
when you look back, I mean, at Aristotle, we usually follow, like, I can see that you're going with Pierce, right, and the notion of the sign and interpret and so forth. But in Aristotle, there's always the concept of pathos and logos and ethos. And it seems to me that in social media, the notion of ethos, which is basically the credibility of the speaker, like the speaker usually has situated ethos, which is that he's a very important person, or invented ethos that is created in the communication, right?
Yes.
So it seems like Facebook displaces ethos, right? In one sense, and we are left sort of, we don't know who the speaker is anymore because it gets displaced among so many people who are responding to it, and then we don't have to pay attention anymore how credible the speaker
Yes, I see.
is, right?
Thank you. Yeah. You see, I know you referred to some studies which depend on all the rhetorical studies, Aristotle exactly, and they try to apply the old principle of Aristotle in the modern text, which I don't agree with that, because this is totally different context, different culture, we have to find our approach, which would be matched to the new discourse. But apply all the ideas in modernist discourse. This يعني, I don't agree with that. We have to find our approach, so as I said, we have to do experimental studies, analysis. I think one after one combined researches will lead to find approach or approaches in future. Better than apply all ideas. Thank you.
Thank you.